Hello everyone, in this video I'm reacting to breaking down every world record on the track. I'm going to be reacting to the world records for 100 meter dash all the way up to 10,000 meter dash. Let's get right into it.
Let's break
Also, the
down
Naruto
every
video
running world
is in the
record on the
description.
track from 100 meters to 10K. Now, quick disclaimer, I'm only covering strictly the most competitive
Yes.
track running races. That means no hurdles or steeplechase, and also no
Yeah.
less popular events like the 1,000 meter or the 2 mile. To be specific, I will be covering
Yes.
these races you see on screen. So now that that's out of the
Awesome.
way, let's go to the 2009 World Championships to check out the 100 meter world
Got
record.
it.
And you guessed it, the legend Usain Bolt was lined up for the 100 meter final at the 2009 World Championships in
1,600
Berlin.
meters
At this
is
point,
a
Bolt
mile,
was
not
already the
1,500.
man to beat. Even at just 22 years old, Usain had already destroyed the 2008
Yeah.
Beijing Olympics with 2 gold medals and 2 world records in the
Yes.
100 and 200 meters. So it really
see.
wasn't a surprise he was going for another crazy fast time. And playing through
Awesome.
this race, it's clear to see that within 4 seconds or so, Usain has a clear dominance
Yes.
over the field.
Wow.
With his incredible power and turnover, he's going to finish in 9.58 seconds. You know,
Yeah.
just a casual tenth of a second faster than his previous world record. But
Yeah,
what a
wow.
stage to set this on. Bolt is
Yeah.
having an absolute blast with the crowd. With this performance, Bolt
Yeah.
was bringing so much hype to the world of sprinting. It was truly exciting. I'd go
Yeah.
as far as to say it was this iconic 100-meter world record in Berlin that made Usain Bolt a household name.
Awesome.
But oh boy, he did not stop there. Bolt
Yeah.
has eyes set next on the 200-meter. That's right, Bolt wasn't just a 100-meter guy.
Great.
The
Yeah.
dude could throw down in the 200 as well. So just 4
Yeah.
days after breaking the 100-meter world record in Berlin, Bolt towed the line in the 200-meter final and set
Yeah.
out to make history once again. The crowd was so pumped at this point, knowing Bolt was about to do something insane. And just as expected, Bolt found himself in a
Yes.
clear lead rounding the bend into the last 100-meter. I mean, this gap goes to show just how much higher of a level Bolt was on versus
Wow.
the rest of the field. He leans at the line with a 19.19 second
Yeah.
performance, a world record,
Over
chopping
10
over a
meters
tenth of a
average.
second off his previous record. And
Uh-huh.
boy, did he enjoy this one. Bolt had
Yeah.
truly cemented himself as the best sprinter of all time at just 22 years old. And as many
Wow.
as you know, he would go on to dominate the coming World Championships and Olympics up through 2016. I'm not truly
Nice.
sure we will ever see an athlete like Bolt anytime soon, an absolute legend. Up
Yeah.
next is the 400 meter. At the 2016 Rio Olympics, Wade Van Niekerk had made his name
Yes.
coasting to the 400 meter Olympic final. The previous world record held by Michael Johnson at 43.18 was in sight for Niekerk. The South African
Yeah.
lined up in lane 8 and took off like a bullet. Now with the 400 meter still being a staggered start, it's a little hard to tell who was in the clear lead through about 250 meters. But as Niekerk rounded the
see, I
bend
see.
into the last 100, it was evident he was taking the
Yes.
dump. It was just a matter of by how much and how fast. While the
Yeah.
field started to fade, Niekerk kept the jets on and shattered the world record with a time of 43.03 seconds. The
Nice.
fastest time in the 400 meters since 1999. Now something else
Wow.
makes this record actually insane. Not only did Niekerk break the world record, but he also became the only person to win the Olympic 400 meter final from
The-
lane 8. So in
the
lane 8, the
sweetness,
runner
yeah.
is actually at a slight disadvantage due to the staggered start. This record
Yeah.
is truly impressive, one that I doubt will be broken for
Yeah.
years to come. The 800 meter. 23-year-old Kenyan David Rudisha towed the line in the 800 meter final at the 2012 London Olympic Games. And much
Yeah.
like Usain Bolt in the 100 and 200 meter, Rudisha was coming into this event as the reigning champion and guy to beat. He already
Listen.
held the world record at 141.01, but in the summer of 2012, Rudisha was looking to go even
Right.
faster. Right from the jump, it's not hard to tell that Rudisha is the strongest guy in the field. The combination
Amazing.
of speed and endurance this man has is a true head above the rest. Going through the
Yeah.
449 seconds, Rudisha pressed on, only
Yeah.
growing the gap and eventually crossing the line in 140.91. You guessed
Yeah.
it, another world record. Rudisha
Great.
was that guy in the 800 meter. He would remain on top through the 2016 Rio Olympics. Another true
Yeah.
legend on the track, gotta be one of the most gifted athletes we've ever seen. Now let's rewind all the way back to 1998 for the 1500 meter world record.
Yeah.
Hisham El Garouj, the unstoppable track distance runner from Morocco. Watching this guy run was truly
I
like
see.
watching Myler poetry in motion. By the time El Garouj was in his early 20s, all eyes were on him to be the next great 1500 meter runner for the years to come. At the age of 24, El Garouj took off in Rome to chase down the impressive world record of 3:27:37 held by Morcelli Nordine from Algeria. And to put it simply, this race unfolded perfectly for El Garouj.
Nice.
The man was clearly in some of the craziest shape you can imagine, clicking off 55-second laps like nothing. With the help
I
of some
see, I
great
see.
pacing and a crazy fast 53-second last lap, El Garouj crossed the line in 3:26 flat, crushing the world record by nearly a second and a half. El Garouj would continue his dominance for several races to come, grabbing silver in the 1500 at the 2000 Sydney Olympics, and then winning
Yeah.
the 1500 meter 5K double at the 2004 Athens
Cool.
Olympics. That 1500 5K double was the first to have occurred since 1924. Pretty nuts. It's truly crazy to see this world record
Wow,
standing for
yay.
over 25 years now. Another thing to mention real quick, Gruge set the world record in the mile the next year, running 3:43.13, just an insane time to be run in the 1990s. As of today, it's hard to make an argument that Hicham El Guerrouj isn't the best 1500 meter slash miler that we've ever seen. Changing gears to the 5,000 meter world record on the track, let's take a look at Joshua Cheptegei from Uganda. Since the mid-1990s, it was the Kenyans and the Ethiopians who tossed world records back and forth in this event. Kenenisa Bekele held what was thought to be an untouchable time at 12 minutes and 37 seconds back in 2004. But the young Ugandan Cheptegei flashed on the scene in 2015, proving himself as an absolute powerhouse in the 5 and 10K. Cheptegei was blowing everyone away with his crazy improvement up through 2020, and people were starting to realize this guy's potential on the track. The scene was set at the Monaco Diamond League meet in 2020, where Cheptegei set off in pursuit of Bekele's 12:37. The pace was set at 60.5 seconds per lap, which, I mean, is just crazy for 5K. And Cheptegei put on a show, looking the most relaxed I've ever seen anyone during the last few laps of a 5K. Cheptegei stormed down the final stretch with power, crossing the line in 12:35.36, a world record by a full 2 seconds. This is certainly the most impressive 12 minutes on the track that I've ever witnessed. It was insane to see Bekele's record finally being shattered, but Cheptegei thought, hey, I don't want to just break one of Bekele's records. How about taking down both of them? Let's go forward just 2 months to the fall of 2020 in Valencia, Spain. Joshua Cheptegei was now attempting a world record in the 10,000 meters. And you guessed it, Bekele also had this record, having run 26:17, an average pace of 63 seconds per lap. Cheptegei was again determined to make history, and with the help of pacers, was able to lock into Bekele's record pace early. The race was super controlled, down to the fact that there was literally a laser beam following Cheptegei on the track, marking the world record tempo to beat. And when this guy can run in a controlled setting, he is simply the best there is to stay glued to a pace. Cheptegei simply refused to slow down as the laps went by, and soon he found himself well ahead of the green laser and just needed a solid close. Joshua closed the final 400 in a whopping 60 seconds, crossing the line in 26:11 flat. Guys, that's an entire 6.5 seconds faster than Bekele's old record. Hardly looking like he had just run the fastest 10K in history, Cheptegei cemented himself as the new GOAT of distance running on the track. Another once-in-a-lifetime athlete who holds a record that probably won't be touched for a while. And there you have it, guys. That's every major running world record on the track. Let me know which is your favorite record, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Amazing. So I hope everyone that enjoyed the video enjoyed it. Yes, that's how English works. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on most notifications. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.